So let's talk about 6 for a second. It comes in not only in showers but also in the faucets, the lavatory faucets. The thing here is it's made to look like it's hand forged. So it's obviously a cast product. Nobody's doing hand forged faucets anymore that I'm aware of. But it's made to give you that look. And again, here you would have your bath faucets and your shower systems. No kitchen faucet in this category. And then thermostatic, pressure balance, all the different accessories that you would need, along with the slide bar and a hand shower configuration as well. In the accessories, we kind of went over this already. Just another quick look here. You have all the different accessories you need: toilet paper holders, robe hooks, towel bars, grab bars, different things like that. Kitchen and bar faucets. So some of them are the same series. The wing nut cuvee is different. It's only kitchen. Brownstone's only kitchen, and then Waterbridge and Brute are also in the bath as well. So we'll look at Brute here for a second. Brute is the most common one, and we also introduced a pull-out spray for Brute, I think about 2 years ago now. So it does have a pull-out spray option here, and then we also introduced point-of-use faucets for them as well. So let me go back here and I'll show you point of use. So you have the point of use faucets. These can be used in conjunction with mountain plumbing as far as the hot tanks. So you would have to get the hot tank from Mountain, and then you also have cold, hot, and cold and hot together. So you have all three of the different versions, and it comes in all the same finishes that the faucet comes in, obviously. And this is the configuration here. This is probably a good picture here. We also do an air gap. We don't need those in any of the markets that we're talking to or about today in our region, but if somebody did need an air gap, if they were doing reverse osmosis, they may need an air gap. So that would just be up to determine based on the reverse osmosis product that they're using. And then you have your point of use there. Talk about sensor faucets for a second here, because these are getting a lot of interest these days, the people not wanting to touch the faucet. So we use all of our same spouts can be used with a sensor faucet. So whatever series it is, you can do all of them. And you see here, there's the waterfall spout, you have the gooseneck spout, you have the elbow spout, the cap spout, the 6 collection, and the strap. So all of them can be used. And what we use is an electronic field, basically, so not a sensor eye. So most people find that the sensor eyes are not the best option, because they work great in the beginning, but over time I don't know if it's due to cleanliness or just the sensor weakens. That infrared doesn't seem to last. I don't know if you've ever been in a public bathroom and you're moving your hands all around trying to get the spout to come on. It's because that sensor is not picking up. So what this does is it creates an electronic field around the faucet, and when you break that field, the water comes on, and when you remove your hands outside that field, the water goes off. And so we do 2 versions, an AC version and a DC version, depending on which application. And that pack and valve get mounted. Well, the valve would get mounted in the valve will get mounted underneath the sink to allow the water to come in, and then the pack, whether it be AC or DC, goes underneath as well to supply the power. Gets grounded to the spout so that makes the or gets attached to the spout. That makes the electronic barrier, and then it gets typically attached and grounded to the cold water supply. And that's because the cold water supply usually is grounded, because it's definitely going into the ground at some point. And so that typically works for being able to ground it. If not, then they have to find another way to ground it. But usually, if it's a copper line going into the ground, it will work. So you can do all, like as I said, all the different spouts are available. It's the best way to do sensor faucets with those electronic fields versus doing the sensor, the infrared sensor. So again, here are the different collections that we kind of just reviewed here. Then over here we talked about the 2020 price list. So we're going to just take a look at it because it's pretty simple the way it works. Everything is listed here with the different collections, the different spouts, the type, size. They're in certain faucets we'll look at in a second. There are different sizes for the spout, whether it be a short, tall, long, large, those kind of things, and then the standard finishes. So if we go here, you can see here's a short and a tall, for example, and the pricing is actually the same price. You just have a different part number. So you will see here at the end it has a T for tall and S for short. So the part number is going to be the same, and then the only thing you would do at the end of that is add your finish. And if it's so this is a deck mount. If it's a tub filler in that same design, then you go here, wall mount, floor mount, lav. So this is for a not a tub filler, it's just a lav filler, and then you have the tub filler here as well. This is an interesting thing. I don't know a lot of people who still make these, but they're remote tub drains. So if you're using concrete tubs or stone tubs, they don't have overflows. And so some areas require that if you have any fixture, water fixture, a sink or a tub, it requires an overflow. So the way you do that is you utilize a remote tub drain overflow. The way this works is there's a system inside, and so this is plumbed underneath the floor back over to the tub, and what will happen as the tub is filling, the water will come up inside this, and it will match the water inside the tub. As the water increases in the tub, it will push up here as well, and then once it reaches the overflow stage, it will start to push this water back up and then down the other side and out to the drain. And then this button at the top, it pulls up and down to either open or close the waste. So there's not like a toe touch or something in a tub, it'd just be like a grid drain. So this is the actual what's holding the water. And then when it reaches that point of the water, and this can be adjusted to match the tub water level or the tub height to what the maximum water level is for that. So it can be adjusted there to do that. And then when you're ready to drain the tub, you actually just, it actually works the opposite of the way you think. Down is closed, up is open, which typically in a tub drain is just the opposite. So that's a pretty cool thing. If you ever run into that, you can come here, and we can do these in custom finishes. Not every finish that, say a Watermark or a Cal Faucets or a Newport Brass would have, but we can do a lot of different finishes in them as a custom, but then when they come standard in our standard finishes. So everything is pretty simple. All the finishes are priced the same if it's a standard finish in that product. So I want to help make sure we understand that. So I'm going to go back here, and I have it pulled up, but I want you to know where to find it. So if you go here to finishes, and you will see these are the standard finishes for each product. So we're in the Water Bridge collection. You have these standard finishes: rustic nickel, satin nickel, rustic copper, and oil rub bronze. Those are the standard finishes. If you want to, let's say rose gold, and we can do that, then obviously it would be an upcharge, but it'd be a standard finish. It wouldn't be a standard finish. And then in the Wherever collection, you have your finishes as well that you can see here: rustic, nickel, satin, nickel, rustic, copper, aura, bronze. Those are your standard finishes. Same with the Brute collection. In the Wingnut collection, there's only 3 finishes. So, and that's a finish that is not available, or as a standard is not available in the other finishes. So each category has some different standard finishes. Same with the 6, and then brownstone, and then the strap. And in the strap, what I will tell you is now matte black is a standard finish. It was an upcharge, was a 10% upcharge. It's now a standard finish. And then you will see here what they call mono finishes, which basically meaning one finish versus a dual finish. There's some other finishes that you didn't see in the other categories. These can be done with a 10% upcharge only on the strap. You can't take the 10% and put it to the other. You have to call to see if we can do that finish, and then what the cost will be for those. But some really nice finishes here for the strap collection. Again, strap comes in a deck mount and a wall mount version, shower systems, the whole thing.